Doing a bit of soul searching, to be honest. Just kind of got to the point where all I do is work. Just got back to the office. Speeding fine. I don't seem to enjoy it. Can't get into it because I know that work's waiting for me literally the next day. I'm now actually in what I was picking up. Can you guess what it is? Morning guys, so welcome back to the Builder's Diary. It's Monday morning and we are jam-packed this week. We've got a few lads still off sick from last week, so that's not helping. We've got a couple lads still on holiday. It's the height of summer, it's the best time for building, you know, because it's dry. So, and we've got lads off, so we've got to make the best of what we've got this week. I've got a few things that we need to sort out. We have got a dumper truck that we need to pick up as well to get out on the Congleton Road job. And just, yeah, jam-packed week. I need to get a load of stuff done in this office this morning that's kind of backed up from last week. And the fact that I had a little bit of time to myself, helping my kids get to a gig and stuff like that over the weekend. So, but yeah, if you have not watched any of these videos before, make sure you stick around. If you're into construction, you know what I mean, if you want to learn about how construction companies are run, especially smaller companies like mine, and the most important thing that we're trying to get across is how we grow this company. So, long story short, I'm Rob. People know me as the builder investor. One, because I'm a builder. I've been a builder for 31 years, been in the industry since I was 15 years old when I left school with no qualifications, and just went out to be a carpenter joiner. And then around about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, after my old man passing away suddenly and kind of not leaving a great deal behind, but the guy fucking enjoyed his life, you know what I mean? I'm not going to knock him for what happened, but I didn't want that for my kids. I want to build something that I can leave for them. The company, yes, I'm building the company. They're not really into construction. They're very academic kids. So I don't think a building company would be much use to them. So alongside building the company, which allowing me to build cash flow and get cash to put into property to build legacy and wealth, that's something that I can pass on to my kids. And hopefully they can do good things with it and they're not going to lose it in the first divorce kind of thing. You know what I mean? But we've got no control over that. Anyway, I'm babbling. Let's crack on with what we need to get done this morning and let's get this week underway. Right guys, so we just had a delivery come and it's basically a pack from, what's the company called? The Gas Safety Shop. So obviously, I don't know if you're aware, we've become gas safe registered, certificates up there, and obviously when we get registered, we have an inspection from Gas Safe. So I just wanted to make sure that our lads have got pretty much everything that they needed in order so this inspection's not an issue. So I've obviously used good old ChatGPT and asked it what's expected of us, and it's given us a list of stuff that we need. So we've just had a delivery from the Gas Safety Shop and let's have a look what's inside there. So we've got our forms. To be honest, I wanted to get these branded because you can have your brand at the top. So we've got the do not use form, safety form. We've got the landlord safety check form as well. So any of you in the market for a landlord safety check on your boiler, we can do that now. We've got a set of earthing cables, which I think we've already got. Anyway, the lads have got them, but it's not going to hurt to have a spare set. Leak detection stuff. We've got discs. I think we've got way too much PTFE gas tape there. Got smaller discs. We've got bungs there to seal things off. They're the ones that you can tighten up and slacken off. Not sure what that is. I think it's some kind of electrical tester. Let's have a look. Hey up, my phone's going. It's done and right. Let's have a look. Hello? You alright?
She wanted someone to go in and do the EICR, so I was like, well, we've got one, so she's asking if you could forward it to me, so I can forward it to her.
That should have already been sent to him. I'll send it you and then I'll email it over to you. It's been sent to the solicitor anyway.
Alright, well, thank you so much.
Alright, and cheers, see you in a bit. Sure. So that was done and right. They're the people we're selling Ford Green Road with. Obviously it's sold. You saw the lads there last week just doing a bit of weeding because obviously it's been left empty now for a month. Had loads of heat, loads of rain, it's just gone mental. But they're after the EICR check for the electrics, which we thought we hadn't got. And I've said, no, it's not that we haven't got. We haven't got a building reg certificate for it for the electrics because we haven't done any electrics. It was already done before we bought the property, but we have got an EICR check. So anyway, let's get back to opening this box. So yeah, in here, that's a gas detector, gas leak detector. Got a voltage detector there as well in case we've got any earthing issues. Most important thing, we've got the gas safety book. Got gas tape. So we've got smoke matches, testing. And then this is the important thing. We've got the stickers, so the warning stickers that we need. Flue jointing compound, which the lads have probably already got, but I think that's everything. And then some smoke cartridges. So we've got pretty much everything that we need in that pack. So yeah, pretty good pack to be fair. Obviously I went on there searching just for the stickers and just for the pads. We've got to get everything that we need there in one pack. I think it was 230 quid, something like that for everything. So lads can keep that on the vans. I know now when we come and have this inspection that everything that we need is included and the lads have got sorted. The books, so these things, the idea is we're going to have digital ones, but I want them to have a paper backup copy in case they're in an area where there's no signal or something like that. Because we have got our iPads, you know what I mean? You saw me last week putting the system together. We're using Monday, so that when they do a boiler install, all of the benchmark and test, data can be sent directly using their iPads. They've got one of these on site. They just clock on, they do it on site, and it pops up on the computer in the office. So yeah, we're just trying to get all sorted because the last thing we want is them to come out to do an inspection and go, sorry, you're not compliant, and then they take it off us straight away. And because we're new to it, we want to make sure that, you know what I mean, that we're doing things right. And hopefully we are.
Little bit of chopping out today. Got the uprights cut. Just lose one brick above. And then same as hard as the bottom.
morning, guys. It's Tuesday. I'm back in the van. So, just on my way now over to prospective clients, just to have a look at an extension job. I've done a lot of pricing this week. I think I've priced maybe 7 or 8 extensions just in this, it's only Tuesday now. So obviously a few of them are from last week, but yeah, just shows the constant posting on Facebook groups and Instagram and LinkedIn and this on YouTube seems to be having a bit of an effect. So, but yeah, I'm absolutely knackered this morning. Fell asleep basically in the office chair last night doing a bit of work, doing a bit of soul searching, to be honest. Just kind of got to the point where all I do is work, and I used to have quite a few hobbies. The problem is with me is I keep saying I'm going to get back to riding my bike on the weekend, or I'm going to pick that guitar up and play that guitar a little bit more, or you know what I mean. I used to enjoy fishing, just certain things that I used to love, and I just don't do any of them no more. Like I say, I've got that bloody really expensive mountain bike sitting in my shed that's just not getting used. So keep telling myself, I'm going to get out. But the problem is with me is when I do something, I like to put everything that I've got into it. And if I start riding my bike, I want to ride my bike more and more. I want to ride it 4 or 5 times a week. And while I'm trying to grow this company, that will detract from me putting everything into the company. Now I know a lot of you will say, a rest will do you good and you'll come back stronger and all of that. But I don't. I get so fixated on the hobby, the thing that I enjoy, that I don't want to come back to work. If you get me. So I'm trying to do that with the construction, with my work, with running my company. I'm trying to get that engrossed in it, that I do really well at it. But the trouble is, it is starting to burn me out. So I am getting to the point where I am falling asleep most nights in that office chair working. And yes, we're growing, but we're not growing at the alarming rate that everyone thinks we are. So just doing a bit of soul searching last night and wondering, should I try and carve my time up and just give myself a little bit of time? Because when I do that, I don't seem, if I go riding my mountain bike and I'm not putting my all into it, I don't seem to enjoy it. Can't get into it because I know that work's waiting for me literally the next day or literally when I get back home. So yeah, let me know what you would do. You know what I mean? If you've got an opinion on this, drop me a comment down there and let me know what you would do in this situation. You know what I mean? How do you break your time up? How do you manage your time from business and pleasure? So it's the same with family as well. You know what I mean? I love my family. I'm so family orientated, it's untrue. But they're growing up. Wife's got her own interests, you know what I mean? She puts everything she's got into fitness, into running and high rocks and stuff like that. So while she's out doing that, I just seem to kind of submerge myself into the work. But I just know it's a little bit dangerous, you know what I mean? I don't want to forsake other things. Anyway, I'm babbling again. Let's get over to this customer. But if you've got an opinion, drop me a comment. I'd appreciate it very muchly. See you in a bit. That's that one looked at. So with them, it's just an initial thought. So they've got, obviously, they didn't really have much idea of what they wanted to do. Just wanted to build, to extend their conservatory that's already there. Bit of a garage conversion they were talking about as well. So, but yeah, bit of a not weird situation, but it's 2 sons that still live with the mother. Well, that's what I'm assuming anyway. So, but yeah, kind of when I give him a ballpark figure, there's a little bit of a wince there. And then, you know, it was left with, well, we'll have a chat and we'll come back to you. So do you just want us to email you? We'll give you a call. So maybe we'll hear back, maybe we won't. But yeah, that's another one ticked off. Let's get back to the office now, because I have now got my one-to-one this week with Chris and Alex. So just nipped over to Timothy Close, literally because it's like a stone throw away from the job that I've just looked at. Young Bip needs a little bit of guidance on this rubber roof. There's a bit of a tricky bit where it meets an existing extension, like lean-to roof. So, and he just wants a bit of reassurance what he's doing is correct, because obviously we don't want a leaking roof. So let's go have a quick look now, and then we need to get back sharpish because I've got my one-to-one with Alex and Chris. Need today, Beck. Getting the floor in him. Doing a bit of flooring. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, so I'm up quite early this morning. So I'm off this morning over up to Yorkshire. Gonna pick something up. I'm not gonna tell you what it is just yet, but it's something that I've wanted since I was 12 years old. Something that I've been working towards. It's been on my kind of vision board ever since I kind of stepped into the world of property. When you come into property, first thing the mentors and the people that teach the old property game ask you to do is make a vision board. And one of those things was what I'm going to collect in a month. So let's have a look and see what happens when we get there. So I arrived and I'm now actually in what I was picking up. Can you guess what it is? You'll have to wait until I actually arrive where I'm going before I can show you. So, just got back and that's it. So basically, I have wanted one of these since I was 12 years old. And I had a one-to-one meeting with Chris and Alex the other day. We went through financials and we were talking about how much I actually take out of the company, which is minuscule, to be honest. I take a lot less than the lads that work for me. And I'd mentioned, you know, we were talking about goals and things like that, and I'd mentioned that that was one of my goals, and I've been watching this one for about a month. I'd seen it pop up. It was the right price, kind of low mileage, full service history. But I just said, I just can't justify it and I can't afford it. So we got chatting and we were talking about it and stuff like that. And then we got discussing my dad, you know, my old man that passed away at 60 years old, you know, in his prime, kind of didn't drink, didn't smoke, just died all of a sudden. And I just said, I hope I don't get to that point where I've worked my arse off, I've put everything that I can into this business and I don't get to see any of the rewards from it. So we decided that now's the time. So I went online, phoned the actual dealer and sorted out a bit of HP. I haven't paid out for it outright, by the way, you know what I mean, and it's now mine. So yeah, so let's have a look at it. And literally, as I got home, guess what else has arrived? It's like Greenwood's birthday today. So we just took delivery of the dumper truck. So we have absolutely stole that, to be fair. So it's come from another building company that's gone bump, liquidated all their assets. Guys bought quite a few of them, local company as well. So that is going to be invaluable. But the idea was with that, yes, we have bought that outright. So that's cost us nothing, basically. We've bought it because we've been hiring one for the new build project. We've obviously got the push, you know, the power barrier, what you push, well, don't push, but you walk alongside, the bit behind it, sorry. And the drive's gone on that. Last week we had some problems with it, so we're going to have to fix that. But meanwhile, lads are using normal barriers. And we're trying to shift like nearly 250, 300 tonne of soil. So it's just not fair on the lads. So we hired one a few weeks back. It was costing £100 a day. £100 for the weekend, sorry. So we were like, if we do that long term, it's going to cost us about 5, maybe 6 grand, and we've paid less for that. And when we're finished with it, if we don't use it, which I think we will, I think we use it on other jobs, it can be sold, and I'll always get back what I've paid for it. So, bargain. But yeah, with the car, it's a little bit bittersweet. It's a strange feeling because I've spent my whole life wanting one, and now I've got one. But I have this weird feeling of guilt, like I've spent money that should have gone into the company or something like that. And it's kind of, you almost feel not embarrassed, but a bit strange, like I wouldn't want to turn up and price a job in it, because I know how fickle some customers are at times. And I'm not, you know, I'm not sure that I'd want to see some of the guys that work for me to see it, because like Ben and Bick, the lad who's took me up this morning to pick it up, I know they'll be happy for me because they know how hard I work, you know. And sometimes I actually struggle saying that I work hard, because I don't think I do sometimes. I just think what I do is normal. But I was told the other week to clock my hours, so I started clocking in with our clocking on software. And every time I worked, I clocked in and then clocked back out as I started. I was forever clocking in and out, and at the end of the week, I'd actually done nearly 90 hours work. So, and I pay myself not a lot, basically. And when we added it up, 90 hours over what I actually pay myself, it was half, well, less than half of minimum wage. So that's why I've had it. So I am not going to say that I've done it for tax reasons and all of the bullshit that you see online, you know what I mean? It's a tax write-off and all of that absolute fucking nonsense, you know what I mean? I've had it because I feel like I've worked for it, and I'm getting to the time where I said I'd have one by the time I was 30. I am now 47, and I set myself a goal 5 years ago that I would have one before I was 50. And seeing me dad just go just like that has put things into perspective. Yes, I've had a nudge from Chris and Alex, you know, we sat on that 1-to-1 and they were like, just do it, mate, just do it. And I did. I took their advice, and literally within half an hour of ending the call, I'd bought that. So some of you might think it's frivolous. I kind of lean that way myself sometimes, and I think that myself, which is why I'm so hard on myself. But you know what? I was driving home in it just, and I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I've worked hard for this, and I'm not going to give any excuses like, you know, it's a tax write-off, or, you know, like I've just been saying, I've had it because I've worked hard and I wanted it. So I am not going to apologise for that. So, but I am actually more excited about that thing. That just says it all, doesn't it? You know what I mean? I've got this lovely Porsche out in front of me, and I'm more excited about the dumper truck. Anyway, best get back to work because we've got to pay for all of this. They did so well as well. So I've just got back to the office to a fucking speeding fine. And normally it's the lads. This time it's fucking me. I don't know. Thought today was going well. Picked up my new car, took delivery of the dumper we've been waiting for. and then get back, open the envelope, speeding fine. So, and it's literally as I was doing my lads a favour. So, I was taking my kids, they play in a band, as you've probably seen in a couple of the videos, and they had a gig up north. So, they couldn't get there on the train, so I volunteered to take them in the car, and I actually sat, if you look over the last video, I sat in a Starbucks, like, editing the video while I was waiting for them. But it seems like I got caught on the A38 going through Derby on one of the bridges. So it says 79 mile an hour in the set on the motorway. I can't see it, you know what I mean? I do not go that fast, to be honest. I was being pushed, there was a guy up my arse, like flashing his lights, telling me get out of the way, and I did kind of put my foot down a little bit to get over into the next lane. I'm wondering if that's what's happened, but yeah, I've literally just got a clean licence as well. Had 3 points on there for the last 4 or 5 years, or however long it is, and they've just gone off. So back on again, literally fucking daily move. I don't know. Anyway, I have now got so much to do because I've taken a day for myself today. Obviously, I've been over to Chris and Alex, have a look here. They just wanted to see the car, you know what I mean? I think they were as pleased for me as I am for myself, kind of thing. Obviously, they've helped me massively. And I will say this, without Chris and Alex, there's no way I'd have done that. Not a chance. There's no way the company would be where it is now. You know, the growth that we've had in the last 6 months has been amazing. Even though I'm a little bit down on myself sometimes, and I don't give myself enough credit, where we are is down to them pair. So if you want to grow a business and in construction, get in touch with them. Morning guys, it's Thursday. So I've got an helper today. Got one of my lads, young Joe, back from uni. Hit a loose end, so he's come help me. So we're on his way over to Timothy Close just to give Bip a bit of a hand with this rubber roof. Like I say, it's not something we've done a massive amount at. We've always kind of tried to steer toward the fiberglass stuff. Obviously years ago we used to do the touchback felt stuff, but never had a time where it doesn't leak after a couple of years, so we refuse to fit it nowadays. So yeah, let's get over to Timothy Close, crack on there, and hopefully Ben's down at Blurton Road, he's cracking on, just getting those bits finished over there. Right, so I've just been giving the lads a hand with this roof. It's purely down to the fact that we've always used kind of fiberglass, like I've said earlier when I was in the van. But we've done the rubber quite a few times, but we did it when it was in its infancy and it was a bit rubbish. We've just finished that one up there and it's a load better, and it's taken half the time than it would for fiberglass. Literally glue it, roll it down, stuck, job done, then go around the end with your trims, and then you know all your flashings and stuff. Let's go and have a look now, see what's happened. So it's all glued down now. Basically what we do is we get it all laid out. Obviously it has to be laid out and left in the sun for a little bit, so if there's any little ripples or anything like that, it all flattens itself out, it has a chance to settle. And then what you do, you fold it back halfway. Once it's folded back halfway, you maybe come back to here, then you put your glue down and you roll it out, and then you use your brushes to kind of brush the air bubbles out. It's like putting wallpaper on, to be fair. So, but obviously it's rubber. Yeah, 2 secs. Bet wants his knife. Got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Got them, Beth. So, here, have that microphone. Explain what you're doing.
Putting these P trims on. Come on, grab the other end with us, Joe.
Cool.
P trim. Got little holes in here. Get your... Oh god, it depends on me. Basically slide him on, like that. Traps the rubber down, pin him on. Simple as that.
Sound.
Dead simple.
And that'll fall. What do you reckon,
Yeah,
what do
you
you
need that.
reckon to this compared to the fiberglass stuff?
This stuff is good because it goes on quick and easy, but it's not very good for foot traffic, is it? It's not very... It's hard wearing. Fucking foot.
You know, the window cleaner comes up here with the stone stuck to his shoe.
I'll say he's going to put a rip in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, like it, it's decent, it's not bad.
Just before anyone chips in, we have got some kind of fall arrest around the outside of the roof. We've got trestles and planks there. Obviously we haven't got a full scaffold because it's just, we're in the wheel basically, and it just doesn't warrant it, you know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to do this job if we conform to full CDM, which I know we should be doing, but fortunately we're kind of in the real world. We try and make it as, you know, as less dangerous as we possibly can. Bearing in mind these lads have been doing this for, you know what I mean, minimum. Bip's been with me 7-8 years, Ben's been with me like 15-16 years, so we try and work as safely as possible. So yeah, before everyone chips in saying why are you working on the edge of a roof, and bearing in mind it's not that high, to be honest. So if you look there, Tommy's just popping his head over the roof, look. So what we do in the floor in here is we're putting a false floor. It was spec'd to have like 80mm insulation underneath it, and then like a screed over the top. But because there was a bigger hump in the floor, we would have like probably about a 40mm screed round the edges, but in the middle it was going to be down to like 20mm. So it just cracked. So what we've done is we've basically put a false floor in. We've used 4x2 timbers bolted to each side of the wall. And then obviously we've got intermediate supports as well onto the floor. There's a 1200 gauge DPM underneath that, and then we've got 100mm worth of insulation in between. And then as you can see over there, we've got a chipboard. So we've got a 18mm chipboard that'll go over that. So that'll form a false floor, and that should allow us as well to run some services underneath as well. Just been saying that they started insulating, but there's a pipe that needs to run across there for drainage. So that's what we're doing with that one. And then as you can see, all the roof's been completely replaced. Lads are currently up there just finishing off the rubberoid roof. So just got to wait for these windows now. So we've got a window there and a set of patio doors behind me. Job's a good one.
Been blessed by the visit of Rob today.
Feel for Tom.
Who's that bit?
The loft,
Rob.
Yeah?
Good.
Like a fucking tradesman again, aren't we? So we've had to come back off site and get back home basically, because while I was on site, I was helping the lads do the roof. I had a phone call and my nan has been taken to hospital. She's very old, like she's approaching the 90s, and it's my dad's mum. So obviously my dad's no longer with us. He passed away quite a few years ago. So just had to get back home, had to make some phone calls and try and find out where she is, but apparently she's having an x-ray at the minute, so I can't get in there and see her. So my nan's kind of fallow. Obviously my granddad died and she's got a friend, you know, when you get older. He's with it, with his son. So I don't want to go over there and kind of crowd a waiting room when I can't even see her anyway. So I've just asked them to keep in touch. So I'm going to kind of jump in the shower now, make sure I'm clean because I'm covered in glue and stuff off the roof, and then obviously send a few messages or make a few phone calls, see if I can get up there and see her, because she's like I say, she's quite old now, so it's, yeah, life comes like this, doesn't it, you know what I mean? I know people kind of see the end of the life and stuff like that. With my dad it was different, because he's literally just turned 60 and fit and healthy. He's fitter than me, you know what I mean? A lot thinner than me as well. So, but yeah, life had other ideas for him. So just want to go make sure my nan's okay, and if she isn't, then I want to obviously go and see her. So I'm going to call it a day today. I probably won't see you again. We have got the war rooms later on, but I'm not sure whether I'll be on there or not, so it depends on what happens. So, but I'll catch up with you guys again tomorrow. So thanks for your understanding. Cheers.
A lot of the guys don't go through the training that we used to do. And of course, there's a lot more lenders out there, specialist lenders now. So whilst a lot of the high street banks will do property, it generally tends to be quite vanilla stuff, low leverage, low.
Morning guys, Friday, back in the van. Yeah, we are basically on our way now down to Clayton to have a look at an extension build. New lead that come in the other day. Seems like we've had quite a lot of leads in these last few weeks, so we've done a lot of pricing, which is good, you know. Was starting to get a little bit mithered, because...
In 3/4 of a mile, at the roundabout.
Let's turn that down. Yeah, it's just getting a little bit mithered due to, you know, just leads not coming as thick and fast as they usually do, because obviously I do a lot of marketing on social media, obviously YouTube, and you know, LinkedIn and places like that. It's all organic, pretty much all of my marketing is. I've come off the likes of Check a Trade and Trust a Trade and all them lot, which kind of, you know, they feed that lead over to 5 other builders in your area, so you just end up competing on price, which is not what I'm about. So, but yeah, over there now. My nan, by the way, is okay. She got, you know, well, she got told she should stay in overnight for observation because her chest was rattling. She's 90 years old, and obviously if you get flu or something like that at that age, it obviously affects you a lot more than it would at our age. So she's got loads of tablets to take, and she's a bit confused about what she's taking, so I'm a bit mithered, but she's back at home and she seems okay. So it's one of them things, isn't it? You know, we all succumb at the end, especially when we're getting towards 90 years old. But it's kind of that quote, Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get. That's exactly spot on, you know what I mean? The day before I bought my dream car, I was a bit, you know, mixed emotions about it. It was a bit weird. I didn't know whether I actually felt like over the moon and pleased, which I did, obviously, you know what I mean? I've just, you know, gone past it now to get into the van and just thought, that's mine. And it's like, it's a weird scenario, but I also got that little bit of guilt that I've kind of spent money on myself and not on the company, and you know what I mean? And then I'm not so bothered about what others think, but I'm bothered about the impression that it gives sometimes. But it's a false impression. People should think, fucking hell, he's doing well for himself, good on him. But some people don't. Which is why I'm not in it now going to price this job, because I don't know the reaction of the customer at the other end. Could be perfectly fine. He could be like, wow, that's a smart car, let's have a look at it. Or it could be, how's he driving that? How much money is he making out of us guys? So that's how I think sometimes. So, but yeah, anyway, let's get over on babbling again. We'll get over there, we'll have a look at it. I have got stuff to catch up on in the office because I was out on site yesterday. So I just need to get that done. I've got a few quotes that I sent out a couple of days ago that have got questions. They've emailed questions back, so I need to sort them out, get on that quick, because I don't know if you've heard this saying, money loves speed. Now, if you're doing anything to create money, to make money, speed is your friend. You know, if you get back in touch with people quickly, the likelihood is of them, you know, signing you up as a builder, you know, bringing them in as a customer is a lot higher than if you leave it longer. So when you get a lead, if you get in contact within the first 5 minutes, I think it's something like 98% more likely to, you know, to use you. So it's about those touch points. You need those 7 touch points, but they need to be quick. So anyway, let's get over there, babbling again. So that looked like a really nice project, albeit a bit undecided as to what he actually wanted to do. Long story short, I'd planning to build an extension and then extend above an already existing garage quite a long time ago, probably 10 years or so ago. Never got around to doing it, planning's lapsed, and the intention was to go around to talk about just doing a single story kind of orangery type thing on the rear of the property. But as we got talking, I like to do a decent consultation with people and try and give as much value as possible. We give the first hour completely free, and obviously that allows me to demonstrate my capabilities. So yeah, I got talking to him, and he just, you know, happened to ask how much it would cost to build up above the garage and what's going to kind of put the most value on the actual property. This is where I went out over probably 99% of builders. I work in property myself, so I understand capital appreciation, I understand forced appreciation, GDVs, you know, what the property is going to be worth when we've actually finished that development. So I'm kind of positioned quite well to give that information over to the customer, to give them confidence into actually building that extension. And the area which we're in at the minute is probably one of the best areas in Stoke-on-Trent. So, you know, I could give him that confidence, and he's now thinking of actually doing some of the original plan, like putting in for planning, getting it back, building above the garage, converting the garage as well while he's doing it, so turning a 4-bed into a 6-bed, which is going to add the maximum value on the GDV. But surprisingly, because we haven't got to do any foundation work, yes, we'll have to dig a couple of pads and put some steels in to carry the internal skin up above, because it's a garage obviously, but a lot cheaper than digging, you know, strip foundations, doing drainage, all the work under the ground. Is that saying, isn't there? All the money's under the ground, and it's true. So we've had a bit of back and forth about it. I've given him a lot of things to think about, and it was one of those consultations where you come out of it thinking he's actually genuinely thinking of doing the work, whereas a lot of people are just tire kicking, you know what I mean, just want information out of it free of charge. So yeah, quite good. He's had the information he needs. He's taken our details, and hopefully he comes back to us. I've given our architect's number as well to actually give him a call and just chat with him on, you know, getting the plans amended and putting in for planning permission, and hopefully something will come back from it. If it doesn't, we've just basically give a prospective customer confidence in us. So if they ever do move or anything like that and they need a builder, I would imagine after that free hour that we've just given pure value, he would come back to us. So it's not always about winning the work there and then. Sometimes it's about building bridges, building trust, you know, and just generally making your company look like it's perceived via the avenues of social media, YouTube, all of them things. So yeah, good meeting. Get back to the office now, got a shed load to do in there. I'm really needed back out on site as well, because Ben's off sick still. He's my right hand man. Obviously Martin's away on holiday, he's kind of my left hand man. We've still got young Bippen, you know what I mean, he's becoming a formidable, you know what I mean, he's becoming a decent tradesman, Bippers. So I'm quite proud of him really, because he come to us as a kid, like not far off leaving school, worked in Morrison's, stacking shelves, and he's becoming a really good tradesman, so, and I can rely on him. The problem we've got is he wants to go off travelling for 6 months. So I'm a bit gutted about that, but I can't knock him because it's something I wish I'd have done when I was younger. So he's probably going to tick that one off, but he's asked if there'll be a job for him when he comes back, and there will. But I did say to him, if I take someone to replace you and they're really good, I can't just get rid of them. But you know, we're a growing company, so you know, pretty much 99.9% there'll be a job for him when he comes back. Anyway, I am babbling again. Screen's gone off on my camera, which tells me I've been going far too long. So let's get back to base and get tied up what we need to. Replacing some chip bricks, which come out when Bip's done his floor. Just put one down here. Just a little crack down, so it's going to go and replace them all.
We're there for everyone, even blue furry folk. Your home won't feel booby.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, Bob, you.
Yeah, sound mate.
Yeah.
Okay, babe.
And that is your lot, guys. That is the end of this week's Builder's Diary. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really do love putting these videos out, but they are hard work and we need to see some kind of return from you guys. So, which I have been doing, to be fair. We have got quite a few regulars that comment, that jump in and watch every Sunday when it goes out at 9:30. Sometimes it's late, you know what I mean? I'm human, I'm running around like a blue horse fight at times. So, but I do really appreciate you guys that tune in week out. But what I need from you is to give this video a like, make sure you subscribe, hype all of that new shit that the kids are doing, and just help us get this video out far and wide, so it gives me a bit of an incentive to do all of this, because it is bloody hard, you know what I mean? Imagine carrying this camera around pretty much 8 hours a day, making sure that you get enough content to put a video together, and then have to sit there every Saturday for about 4 or 5 hours and put this video together. So give me some love. Anyway, if you want to watch last week's video, have a look at that link there. And if you want to subscribe, just have a look at that link there. And I will see you guys again next week.